Two of the Texas DPS officers who were part of the response at the Uvalde mass school shooting have now been suspended pending the outcome of an investigation.
An internal DPS committee reviewing the actions of troopers who were there has referred the cases of those two troopers and three others to the Office of Inspector General for a formal investigation. And an internal DPS memo from July that was just made public shows DPS admitting failures. Fox 4's Stephen Dial has the latest on that investigation. Stephen.
Steve, you know, this all comes after Uvalde students and teachers finished their first day of school, back to school after that mass shooting, and now victims' families found out that 5 DPS troopers are being investigated and 2 of them have been suspended.
3 months after 21 people were killed at Robb Elementary, Uvalde students and staff returned to the classroom Tuesday. The day also came with a new development about the investigation into the botched response by law enforcement to the tragedy. Multiple DPS officers who responded are being investigated. In a statement, DPS said in part, quote, 5 DPS law enforcement officers have now been referred to the Office of Inspector General, where a formal investigation into their actions that day will take place. Thus far, 2 of those 5 officers have been suspended with pay pending the outcome of the OIG investigation. Hundreds of officers from multiple agencies waited for more than an hour before taking down the gunman, a decision DPS Director Steve McCraw said was wrong. The Inspector General's office will look to see if the officers violated any policy in the response to the shooting. In an internal message from DPS Director Steve McCraw back in July, he called the response an abject failure. McCraw went on to say, quote, every agency that responded that day shares in this failure, including DPS. Although I remain highly critical of the decision to treat the incident as a barricaded subject by the ranking Consolidated Independent School District police official at the scene, DPS and other agencies must also be held accountable for their actions or inactions. We spoke to State Senator Roland Gutierrez Monday. He represents Uvalde. He says victims' families want to see accountability across the board.
Well, I think that every law enforcement agency head that was out there should be held accountable. Certainly Steve McCraw, who had 91 officers, was there in the first 2 minutes, 38 seconds. The first DPS trooper arrived. 12 of them in the hallway.
So far, the only person who has been punished in the wake of the shooting was Pete Arredondo. The former Uvalde CISD police chief was fired by the school board last month. The July email from McCraw also talked about the investigation, saying, quote, the ongoing criminal investigation by the Texas Rangers includes the examination of the actions of every law enforcement officer who responded to the scene. That investigation remains ongoing until the district attorney in Uvalde is satisfied that she has enough information to assess whether there is criminal culpability by any of the responding officers.
Now, also in that letter, McCraw went on to say that when there is an incident where a suspect in a school shooting fired a weapon, it should be treated as an active shooter the entire time until that suspect is neutralized, in his words, or taken down, and never considered to be a barricaded suspect.